Hello everybody, in this video we're going to be looking at how to find a line of best fit using linear regression on a TI-84 Plus. So when you begin your assignment, you're going to see a table of values like the one you see here, and what we're going to do is we're going to put those values into the calculator and ask our calculator to give us a line of best fit, specifically the equation for the line of best fit. Do note that in these particular problems, you are to round all values to the nearest thousandth. So let's get started on this. First thing we have to do is enter in this data into the calculator. To do this, you're going to go to the Stat menu, and you are going to select the first option, Edit. This will give you the opportunity to enter the X values, the domain, into L1, and the Y values, the range, into L2. If there is already data in your calculator that you need to clear, simply use the arrows to select the name of the list and hit clear and then enter, and it will clear all the values. When you want to type, use the arrows to make sure that the area just below the name is highlighted, and then you can type in the value that you want and press enter, and then continue entering the values until you have them all. When you have entered in all your data, verify that your two lists are the same length. Otherwise, it will give you an error, which it calls a dimension mismatch, but we want both of these to be the same. Also, double check to make sure that you have typed in all the values correctly, as one mistake at this particular stage of the process will cause your entire answer to be wrong. Once you have verified that your information is correct, press the Stat button again, and this time we want to calculate, so use your arrow to go over to the Calculate menu, a linear regression, so that is option 4. You can use your arrow key and hit enter once you get to option 4, or you can just press the 4 button and it will bring this up. Our X list, it's asking to verify where it is that we put the X values, the domain. We did indeed put those into L1. The Y list, the range, we put into L2. Frequency list and stored regression equation, you can not worry about for now and just move on until you have selected Calculate. Now we can press Enter, and the calculator will give us our regression equation. So this is the equation of the line of best fit. This is the perfect line, the best possible line through that data. So in order to write the equation down, we come over here to where it says regression equation, and we are going to type this in, but we are going to replace A with the number it is equal to and B with the number that it is equal to, remembering that we are to round to the thousandths place. So it begins with y equals, and then we see the value of A is negative 1.7, so instead of A, I will type in negative 1.7. After the value of A comes X. Do not forget this, that is extremely important. The value of B is negative 1.948, so I will type in plus negative 1.984. Now notice that neither one of these numbers continues on past the thousandths place, so I don't have to round either of them. But I also want to call your attention to this, where we have plus minus right back to back. If we're adding a negative, that's the same as subtracting. So rather than writing plus a negative, I'm simply going to say minus 1.984. Now that I've entered my equation, take a moment to look at your graph. And I'm going to move my calculator over this way. Notice now that Desmos will automatically plot the points that are in the table, and the green line represents the line that you typed in as the line of best fit. So as a final check to see if you're right, check to see that that line actually does look like it fits very well through the data. This one fits very well indeed, and so we can safely assume that we were at least close in determining the equation of the line of best fit. So once you are satisfied that you have what you need, press check my answer, and it will tell you if you are correct. If you are incorrect, it will tell you what the correct equation was so that you can look at your answer and the correct answer and see what happened. Most likely, the things that go wrong most, people forget to type the X. It is very easy to miss the negative symbol in A and B. That negative sign is right up against the equal sign, and they have a tendency to blend together. Be watchful about that. The other thing that can happen is it's possible you just entered in a number incorrectly in your list. So if you go back to Stat, Edit, you can check your list and verify that you have typed in everything correctly.